Welcome back to Resistance Chicks.
I'm here.
We're your hosts together, tag teaming
Everywhere.
it. Leah and
Everybody
Michelle.
here? Periscope, everybody?
Well, we can't do Facebook.
We ain't got no Facebook.
We
ain't
have
got
no Facebook.
I ain't got no book of the face, man.
Hence, hashtag Trump's social media. White
Trumpy!
House social media.
Trumpy, save us! To stay on a train of thought, but then sometimes I like to throw some things in there to kind of get us, you know, shake it up a little bit. So, AOC, otherwise known as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who, by the way, her chief executive, whatever, assistant, the chief Justice Democrats guy, who, like, his company's made millions of dollars off of all the donations that everybody sent in.
Okay.
It came out in a Washington Post interview. He goes, do you guys think that our Green New Deal is about the climate? Because we really want it to be an effective way to completely overhaul the American economic system. Has nothing to do with climate for them.
Wow. Surprise.
Hey. So anyways, recently, Nancy Pelosi threw AOC under the bus, you know, her and her little Twitter people, and said something about how you can't just do politics on Twitter. And AOC came back and said, well, what do you think? You can buy ads on TV, but I can reach more people on Twitter than you can with your stupid ads. Blah, blah, blah. So they go back and forth like this, right? So then AOC calls her a racist.
It's so childish.
Nancy Pelosi a racist. So this is Trump's response to, and this is the most savage thing that Trump does here, is stand up for Nancy Pelosi.
I think it's great. Let's hear it.
I think Cortez is being very disrespectful to somebody that's been there a long time. I deal with Nancy Pelosi a lot, and we go back and forth, and it's fine. But I think that a group of people is being very disrespectful.
We have a
I
splitter.
agree, Trump.
To her. And you know what? I don't think that Nancy can let that go on. A group of people that came from, I don't know where they came from. I'm looking at this Omar from Minnesota. And if one half of the things they're saying about her are true, she shouldn't even be in office.
Wow.
But Cortez should treat Nancy Pelosi with respect. She should not be doing what she's doing. And I'll tell you something about Nancy Pelosi that you know better than I do. She is not a racist, okay? She is not a racist. For them to call her a racist is a disgrace.
Okay, so
Well
this
said,
is
Trump.
This is epic Trumpism. He has the ability to do something that you and I could never do. Nancy Pelosi has been on record saying that Trump colluded with Russia. She has been on record saying that she wants to impeach Donald Trump.
Right.
She has joined the party in hating Trump, stopping the president at every turn.
Yeah.
However, Trump knows that Nancy Pelosi is Washington establishment.
Right.
And is actually closer to his side than she is to AOC.
Right.
So what he does here
The AOC
is the art of the deal.
AOC is part of those like Lilliputins like coming to literally like take over everything.
Nancy Pelosi cannot hear this and not see this is a gift that he gave, and the gift spoils the heart.
It does.
This is what happens to the Grinch who stole Christmas, and it melts the heart, and his heart grew this big. Okay, Nancy Pelosi has a shriveled up heart. And you and I, as good as Christians as we are,
Would be difficult.
could never reach out to Nancy Pelosi to make her heart swell a little bit, to make her turn just a little bit.
Right.
And because Trump here gets in Nancy Pelosi's corner, whether she likes it or not, she's a female. She's going to hear that somebody stood up for her. She's going to hear these words in her heart. It's going to, there's going to be something that Donald Trump's going to get out of this.
Yeah, I agree.
Guarantee it, hands down, because that's the way the world turns. This is human nature.
Yeah.
You can bank on human nature.
Absolutely.
And you can bank on female human nature. Nancy Pelosi, he got her.
Yeah.
That's the best thing he could have done. You and I would never have been able to do it.
I think that's fantastic.
Because I hate her too much. I could never say anything like that.
At least Leah's honest.
He's a better Christian than most Christians. It's true. We're too emotional.
So, are we coming back to this speech summit? You said you're going to bounce around today. All right, so now we're going to hit Epstein.
I'm going on little clips that Trump said today.
Okay,
so we're going to cover Epstein. Y'all know he's been arrested.
Although, as I was Googling for an image today, take your time.
My hair is heavy and it's pulling on my head.
That's
with
fine.
my beret.
Okay. But I was Googling for an image, the fourth top image of Epstein that comes up on the first page. Actually, let's do this together because this will be a fun little exercise to do as a group.
You should tell me when it looks okay.
Exercise. We're going to go to this video here in a second, but before we do that, let me
let's go. A mirror. Be my mirror.
All right, so this is what I did. And then you go right here to images. And there's Trump. Okay, it's the fifth picture, excuse me.
It should be with Clinton. It's with Clinton.
Billionaire Jeffrey Epstein arrested. There was another one with Trump I had seen earlier when I...
But none with Clinton.
There's one right here. No. There's none with Clinton.
Oh, they've just wiped it clean.
Yeah. I mean, this is... Here he is with Trump again. Here's one with Clinton. Right there.
There's another one, but you have to go down.
There's one, but you have to go down. But like the top one is Trump right here. Is that not hilarious? Like, this is how slanted the... Do you want me to play this now? Or you want to go back to... No, we're on Epstein. We'll do that in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going back and forth. All right. So, what I love here is this is Donald Trump saying we got to find out what went on the island.
I'm not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein, and you watched people yesterday saying that I threw him out of a club. I didn't want anything to do with him. That was many, many years ago. It shows you one thing, that I have good taste, okay? Now, other people, they went all over with him. They went to his island. They went all over the place. He was very well known in Palm Beach. His island, whatever his island was, wherever it is, I was never there. Find out the people that went to the island. But Jeffrey Epstein was not somebody that I respected. I threw him out. In fact, I think the great James Patterson, who's a member of Mar-a-Lago, made a statement yesterday that many years ago I threw him out. I'm not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein.
So he really, I think, clears that up. The fact that they wanted to try to push Trump in with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, Jeffrey Epstein was a mover and shaker, and he tried to get in with everybody, and he lived in the same Palm Beach area as Trump, and he was a member of Mar-a-Lago, and he accosted a girl there at the Mar-a-Lago, and Trump threw him out. He was never allowed back. Wow. So that settles it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Right? That totally settles that.
But they're still going to paint the picture of Trump with Epstein. They won't stop. Really you're saying it settles it, but they're not going to stop.
It really does settle it. Okay, so
Scotty says it's insane that the media is using this story to go after Trump and his connection to Epstein, but forget to talk about Clinton or anyone.
Yeah, they really have scrubbed it. Google scrubbed, Wikipedia scrubbed any connection with the Clintons. They are going all out to cover up for the Clintons, to let you know just how much the Clintons own this thing that we call the internet. It's absolutely insane, the power that they have. It's crazy. It's demonic, and it's we're going to take it back. So talking about that, I think Epstein and social media and the Clintons are all tied in together with this Trump summit. And this is a battle between wills. It's a battle between right and wrong. It's a battle between, I love how Katie Hopkins, we're talking about the free speech people are now on the right. The anti-free speech people are now on the left, because anti-free speech benefits the people on the left. Interesting enough, basically what the left is saying is that we want to have a debate with everybody who agrees with us. So when you go to like the Oxford Union, where you're supposed to have debates back and forth, you're literally just talking back and forth to people who agree with you. What good is a debate?
Right.
We're going to have a purple bunny. We're going to have a blue bunny. We're not going to have bunnies. We're going to have chickens. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, they're literally going to sit there and twiddle their thumbs in their little safe spaces. To never challenge ideas is absolutely ridiculous. And one girl brought up Hitler and said, well, Hitler was able to spread his message because he spoke a lot. So we can't let people who are bad speak a lot. Oh my God. No, Hitler was allowed to get to the forefront because people who disagreed with him weren't allowed to speak. Do you understand?
Book burning.
He was totalitarian in his speech. If other people were allowed to rise up and speak against him, then they could have dispelled his ideas. And that's how free speech works, is it works to dispel bad ideas. All right, speaking of that.
Dollars each, I'm talking Twitter, Facebook, and Google, on lobbyists in Washington to affect the laws and have their own platforms that affect people's views. So I I think we're all hearing their views loud and clear. What we're not hearing is the views of those who have been censored, manipulated, suppressed on social media. And so the president has hosted this forum in the White House to get those views heard and aired and share some of the concerns. And the concerns are not just sort of unpopular people or people with out of the mainstream viewpoints that are being censored or shadow banned. It's about the overall practices, the immunity that these companies have under the law. It is about, in my opinion, manipulation of election outcomes, which these companies are trying to accomplish. I mean, for example, in Ireland, they were able to suppress, Google was able to suppress search results for abortion issues to try to, I think, manipulate the outcome of that election. We're going to see that happening here, Laura, and so I think this is at a crisis level and requires...
So I love this woman here. She spoke at the social media summit. And in the beginning, it was blah, 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 boring because he was introducing all kinds of people.
Yeah, it was.
But her little speech that she was able to give...
While you're looking for that, Patriot Gallery says Alex Milo, Gavin McInnes, Laura Loomer, question mark, will possibly have a separate meeting. A YouTuber said who was at the summit. They might get a special private meeting with Trump.
Who said that?
I don't know. She just said someone who was at the summit said that.
I did not hear that.
That would be really awesome. I hope you're right, Mom.
Yeah. Let's see. I might have to just go to her.
So since you guys probably haven't watched the summit,
I'm going to play some pieces.
There was, you know, what Trump was saying is, listen, I've already met with Google and I've met with these social media platforms and they're telling me one thing and how dishonest they are, because when I come and I talk to you guys and I see how this is happening.
We're going to play that clip.
Historic day. Never before have so many online journalists and influencers have come together in this building to discuss the future of social media. Each of you is fulfilling a vital role in our nation. You're challenging the media gatekeepers and the corporate censors to bring the facts straight to the American people. Together you reach more people than any television broadcast network by far. Free speech is a bedrock of American life. Our constitutional rights must be fiercely protected. And today I'm directing my administration to explore all regulatory and legislative solutions to protect free speech and the free speech rights of all Americans. We hope to see transparency, more accountability, and more freedom.
So, yesterday, somebody sends me, or Michelle sends me a screenshot of somebody put together Trump's tweets right before this meeting. And I went straight to Twitter, and
lo and behold,
Twitter
was down.
No, it wasn't down. It wasn't down.
You called me in a panic.
I wasn't down. I was just not on. Okay, for me, it wasn't Twitter being down.
Okay, technically it was down.
You gave the punchline.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were waiting. I didn't know.
No, I'm trying to tell them. I'm trying to build momentum.
Okay, build momentum. Just forget I just said that.
Okay, so Michelle sends me.
Forgot it already.
The
Did you share it? Is that what you're looking for?
No, I'm just gonna go to his. And he's tweeted a lot since then. This is awesome. He's so fantastic. Trumpy. Trumpty Dumpty.
My screenshot of it.
Trumpty Dumpty. Where did he take it down? Come on, yeah. Wait. Where are you? Trump, why do you tweet so much? I
must have deleted it after I sent it to you.
Okay, I love you, Trump.
Oh no, I sent you the link on Facebook. Let me just. I sent it in Messenger.
Here, I found it.
Okay.
Okay. So this thread. I couldn't believe this for my own eyes, so I needed to see it with my own eyes.
This is one of the best sets of tweets that Trump has ever tweeted.
And when I went to Twitter, it said I could not retrieve my tweets. And it said I had -1 followers, and I was following -1 people. And I told Michelle.
She called me out of panic.
You need to get on the computer and see what's going on, because I can't get on Twitter. I've been trying for 45 minutes. I had to see this for my own eyes. Now, okay, no, we weren't taken down off of Twitter. Twitter went down, and it went down twice.
On the day that Trump has his social media
social media summit. I think it had to be done because so that conservatives, a lot of people were tweeting out, raise your hand if you thought today was the day they got me. Right during the social media summit on censorship.
Right.
And that was me. Raise my hand. They got me. They got me because I tweeted out a Tommy Robinson thing. They got me. They got me. They got me.
Well, Millie Weaver did a video during the social media summit. She's outside. She's covering it. And she's like, Twitter is literally down right now.
We finally figured out that Twitter was down, but most of us thought we were just taken off, right? The big subject today, and we shouldn't live in that fear that normal people can just tweet things out and say things that are within a mainstream thing, you know, thought. We're not mainstream anymore. We're not, I mean, seriously, the left isn't mainstream anymore, and they're pulling all of social media into the gutter.
Right. So let's get to these tweets by Trump because they're so fantastic.
Go ahead. You can read them.
A big subject today at the White House Social Media Summit will be the tremendous dishonesty, bias, discrimination, and suppression practiced by certain companies. We will not let them get away with it much longer. The fake news media will also be there, but for a limited period. The fake news is not as important or as powerful as social media. They have lost tremendous credibility since that day in November 2016 that I came down the escalator with the person who was to become your future first lady when I ultimately leave office in 6 years or maybe 10 or 14. Just kidding. They will quickly go out of business for lack of credibility or approval from the public. That's why they will all be endorsing me at some point, one way or the other. Could you imagine having sleepy Joe Biden or Alfred E. Newman or a very nervous and skinny version of Pocahontas, 1/1024th as your president, rather than what you have now, so great looking and smart, a true stable genius? Sorry to say that even social media will be driven out of business along with, and finally, the fake news media. Yes, those are real tweets.
And if you guys don't know who he's calling Pete Buttigieg.
Alfred P. Newman.
I don't even know how to spell it.
It's spelled, yeah, it's like that. That's how. Well, I don't think there's a two B's. I don't think it's but. I think it's B-U-T.
Well, this should come up. Because if somebody decided to put it together and Google can't not censor it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So he says.
So he's, for some weird reason, one of the top runners right now on the Democrat side of the presidential candidacy.
Because he's a gay guy and they wanted a gay guy to try to run.
So that's why Trump said that. But let's look at these tweets here. He calls Elizabeth Warren a skinny version of Pocahontas. Nervous and skinny. And I think he meant skinny like as in she has a very small amount of Native American in her 1/1024th. He talks about himself rather being a stable genius, great looking, smart, and so on and so forth. These tweets are just so wonderful.
As somebody said, we're not worthy.
Did they really?
Yeah, we're not worthy. We're not worthy of that. So, and he even referenced this kind of stuff. He loves when he drops this stuff.
Love this stuff.
He loves to watch his numbers go up. So in his
speech,
he talked about this. And he talked about how I watch my numbers go up. I watch my numbers go down. I watch them go up. I asked them, how does it go up? How do they go up? How do they go down? So we watched that little clip. We want the big clip. So I can give you guys a couple. I can show you the world.
That was not well done.
So
some people
they're turning Little Mermaid black, by the way.
Who is?
They're turning Little Mermaid black.
Oh yeah, I'm all about inclusivity, but like Leah said, the only issue that I have with them making Little Mermaid a black child, which is totally fine with me, is how they gonna make her like red hair. Like Little Mermaid has like classic red hair. Are they gonna give her the red hair? They're not gonna give her red hair.
The reason it's no fun is because
thank you very much.
No, that's not what we want. You just talk all the time, Trump. So here's the thing: you have the dark-haired, black-haired Snow White. You have some blonde-haired chicks. You've got the brown-haired Belle, right?
From Beauty and the Beast.
And there are very few gingers, very few redheads represented in the Hollywood, very much, and much less in the cartoons. Alfred P. Newman or whatever,
Right.
I think is a little redhead there. But other than that, there's not very many. There's no redheaded or very many. I can't remember.
Well, that newish movie, the Tangled or whatever. Well, not Tangled. What was the other one? Rapunzel or something.
Tangled was
No, the fierce warrior one with the red curly hair.
Oh, Brave.
Thank you.
Don't ask me how I know that. I think we had to drive.
We saw it in the drive-in.
Yeah,
you get stuck.
So, anyways, you took like the little girls who are redhead. They
Yeah.
don't. They now they you know now they don't have a chick.
Well, you got put to the back seat
because you do have a black one. You have the little frog girl in Louisiana, the New Orleans one.
You can tell we really know our Disney movies.
So why not
movie?
have a ginger? Why not have a redheaded one? Why do you have to turn her black?
Right.
Because a bunch of redheads.
Here's what I want to know,
like,
though. Why not just make new characters?
That's what I don't know.
Like, why is that so difficult?
Why can't you just come up with another black Disney
character
girl? Why does she have to be a black mermaid? It just literally makes no sense.
So this is a historic.
They put that together. We need that. That's our compilation.
We're gonna get taken off of YouTube for all this stuff we say.
No,
that's all right.
No, we're not, because that one really. I know it's right here. We watched it in the history.
So on YouTube, the White House has over 1 million subscribers. Okay, like they have such a huge following. And Trump says, even in this speech, he's like, I'll have people come up and tell me like they can't find me because they're being censored from finding me.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're gonna.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Of course, it's gonna be. Whoa. He thanks a bunch of people.
Citizen of the United States.
Oh, he goes into it doesn't
Working
get
with
good for
people that
like
know-
15 minutes.
Yeah.
And Josh is
You got introduces
like
Josh
a
Hawley.
rocket ship. Would I put out a?
Oh yeah.
That's it right there.
Would I be president?
Here. This is important.
It goes 7,000, 7,008,
He's talking about his own
6,998.
tweets.
Then they go 7,009, 6,074.
He's talking about how the numbers go up and down, and we have that all the time.
It goes up, and then they take it down, then it goes up. I'd never had that. Does anyone know what I'm talking about with this?
They
I
remove
never
like
had that
15
before. I used
subscribers
to
from us
watch
like
it.
every day, and we
A
gain
rocket
like
ship when I put
15.
out a beauty.
It's like a rocket ship when I put out a beauty.
Like when I said, remember I said somebody was spying on me? That thing was like a rocket. I get a call two minutes later. Did you say that? I said, yeah, I said that. Well, it's exploding. It's exploding. I turned out to be right. We turn out to be right about a lot of things.
And he also calls out James O'Keefe.
But I never had.
That was
I'm
awesome.
just saying
Project Veritas.
from the standpoint of somebody that maybe has used social media better than anybody, Josh, because I became president. I'm sure I could have done it, as we said. I would have. There's no question I would have done it either way. I said to Mark Burnett the other day. I said, so The Apprentice. Had I never done The Apprentice, because it was a tremendous hit for 12 seasons. I said, had I never done The Apprentice, would I be president? He said, maybe not. And I said, I think I would have. But I'm always going to say that. I'm always going to say it. But it was a great show. But with social media, so I've never seen it before, where I go up and then come down, up, down, up, down. Now, ultimately, you get, but it goes very slowly. But I've never seen where it's effective. And I really
to
believe
this
people
world, Trump.
They're taking it up
that we
as
live
it goes
in.
up. And it sometimes it comes down substantially. A number of months ago, I was at a certain number, many millions, and then all of a sudden I was down over 1 million.
So he's talking about his own.
Israel, very important. But I gave representation in the strongest form of the Golan Heights, Israel. I talked about it, little quick tweet. They've been looking at it for 52 years. They've been trying to get it. They couldn't get it. They'd have many summits where people would fly in, talk about the Golan Heights, and then fly out. This went on many, many summits. It's about a 52-year period. I said, what happened? They said nothing. They'd fly in, they'd fly out. Some had beautiful planes, some didn't. Some probably didn't get there by plane, but they'd have many summits. I said, watch, I'm going to do this. And I said, we recognize the Golan Heights as being part of Israel. It was a big thing. I go, watch this. Boom, I press it. And within 2 seconds, we have breaking news. John Roberts of Fox was over. He said, we have breaking news. Please break it up. Doesn't matter what they're talking about, John does it. He breaks it up. Now, that's Twitter. That's social media. I call Twitter a typewriter. That's what I really call Twitter. Because it goes on to Facebook automatically, and it goes on to Instagram, and it goes on to television. More so Fox than it does CNN. If it's something bad, they'll put it on. If I have a spelling deal, they will put it on. Donald Trump spelled the word "the" wrong, you know. He doesn't know how to spell "the." He spelled it "thi." You know, they couldn't get any kind of a punctuation mistake. They put it on. So I'm very, very careful. I'm actually a good speller, but everyone said the fingers aren't as good as the brain. But it is true, and it's
we all have that problem.
I put out a social media statement, and I was telling Kellyanne the other day, I said, you know, I used to put out like a press release, right? And people would pick it up sort of, you know, next day, 2 days, they'd find it sitting on a desk. If I put out, we hardly do press releases anymore, because if I put out on social media a statement, like I'm going to in a little while, on something totally unrelated, but a very important statement, now they're going crazy. What is it? Tell me what. Watch. But it's very, very important. But if I put that out in a press release, I'm telling you, Kevin, people don't pick it up. It's me, same. If I put it out on social media, it's like an explosion.
Yeah.
Fox, CNN, crazy MSNBC, they're stone cold crazy. I made them a lot of money with The Apprentice, and I gave them a top show when they were dying on NBC. But they don't like me too much. They wanted a big extension. They used Arnold Schwarzenegger. The spin they put on it, or sometimes they'll leave it out. And then if there's something slightly negative, they'll make it, you know, headline news. Such as the previous administration didn't. And it's something that nobody ever thought would happen. Free speech is a bedrock of American life. Our constitutional rights must be fiercely protected. And I want you to know that we will always have your back. We're fighting for you very hard. We're going to be calling a big meeting of the companies in a week or two. They have to be here. And Josh is really leading a very strong group of people. This isn't just Josh. This is you leading a tremendous group, and they feel equally as strongly as you, because they see the unfairness of what's happening. And
thank God for Dan Crenshaw.
We have a bigger voice than anybody. But
Dan Crenshaw knew. Josh Hawley knew. Marsha Blackburn knew. These people are smart.
Yeah.
They're good people.
Right.
They're literally the antithesis to the AOCs of this world.
And
they're smart, though.
Yeah.
They're good people.
Right.
And they support President
Trump. They got
Trump.
elected on their own merit, by the way.
Exactly.
We don't get covered fairly. Can you imagine if we were covered fairly? We had our best polls like yesterday, the best in history. Women, I think,
Here he goes with the jobs again.
Doing as much as we could to keep people not from coming. We have a 21,000 seat.
Let's see.
Well, so many people, I wouldn't believe it. But I know that we've been blocked. People come up to me and they say, sir, I can't get you. I can't follow you. They make it impossible. These are people that are really good at what they do. They say they make it absolutely impossible. And, you know, we can't have it. We're not going to let it happen. Josh, we're not going to let it happen. And, you know, if they did it on both sides, if it were done to the other side, to the other group, and I'm representing everybody. I do. I represent everybody. I fully understand liberal. I fully understand Democrat. We want to get along. We want to make sure that everybody loves each other if that's possible. And maybe, I really believe it is. Someday it will be. I for a while have said that the thing that's going to bring us together is great success. Now we have tremendous success, greater than we've ever had before.
So this is who I wanted to play here. Okay, gotcha.
All right, we'll see you guys back here on Sunday.
All right, we love you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Look how much shorter than me you look standing here. I have just regular shoes on. You're like a tiny person.
No, great. We'll hold me down.
Now we're like the same tiny person. Okay, all right. Good night, guys.
Was cold.